on Ultrasimple Golf, we're back out at the Durban Country Club and we're joined by Sunfoil Dolphins players Craig Alexander and Robbie Frylinck. Guys, great to see you.
Hello, Don. Nice
Thanks for joining us. Excellent. Guys, you know, I've recently moved down to Durban and spending a lot of time here at Durban Country Club setting up my facility, and it's fantastic to see you guys out here as often as you are after training sessions across at Kingsmead there and working on your game now. And it's wonderful to see guys that are, you know, really reaching the pinnacle of your sport here in South Africa, enjoying another sport. And so, Rob, you know, tell me, what does golf mean to you?
Yeah, my fiance won't agree with me, but it's my calming time and my peaceful place. And you know, if I'm got one or two issues in the personal life or through cricket and stuff, I like to get on the golf course, hit a few balls, and take frustrations out a bit.
Wonderful.
But yeah, it's a good day out for me.
What are you playing off at the moment?
I'm playing off a 6 at the moment, horrible 6, but it's a 6 at the moment.
And a bit of downtime in as far as the cricket side, I mean, as far as the tournament and the playing and all that, the competitive.
Yeah, we're in pre-season at the moment, so it's more the gym and conditioning and the fitness and stuff like that, so not skills as much, so there's a bit more time to play a bit of golf, which we like. Fantastic.
And you, Craig, how long have you been playing now?
I've been playing for about maybe 4 years.
Okay.
So yeah, it's actually been, well, as soon as I came to Durban, it actually got better.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm enjoying my golf at the moment.
And your handicap at the moment?
My handicap is 10 at the moment.
Very good.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, what we're going to do out there today, guys, is we're going to set you up with a little bit of a challenge. We're going to play the 15th hole, a wonderful par 3, and we're going to play it all the way into the hole from there, and then we'll go to the 16th hole, really tough driving hole. You know, the shot requires a bit of a left to right shape, and see who can hit the ball and put it in play. You know, and then what we'd like to do is also just take a look at what your swings are doing technically. My dad will spend a bit of time on the basics and see if we can give you a couple of fundamentals that'll help you improve.
Hopefully.
Super.
Looking forward to it.
Down. All right. Let's go, boys. All right, Craig, a little bit of a pull off the tee. Now, you've got a pretty decent slope in front of you and the green's going away from you here, so you're going to have to land it quite softly. You've drawn a pretty decent lie. What type of shot do you like to play in these situations?
From here, I would say I'm trying to look to get it a bit of height, to just maybe land it just over the hill there, so I can run onto the green. Perfect. And hopefully leave myself a nice, decent putt.
Okay, well, very good. Now, anything that goes past the hole is going to leave you that slightly uphill putt coming back, so let's put a premium on getting it past the hole. Obviously, it's going to have a chance to go in. Now, in a shot like this, you want to keep your weight a little bit more forward, and you want to keep rotating through the ball. Try not to lean back and go too hard with the right hand in an effort to get it up, because that's how we chunk it and sometimes catch it in the teeth. Keep the weight forward, keep the club moving with the left side, and trust the loft of the club to do the work. All right, and you know, try and stay nice and still. Right, let's get it in there a couple of feet and put some pressure on old Rob. Bounce. That's going to work out okay. Run down. Okay, pin high right, not bad at all. Just a little bit short on where you needed to carry it, but you're in the game, not too serious. Okay, so pretty good shot, Robbie. What did you hit in there?
I hit a 6 iron in here, Don. Probably forced it a bit, but...
Well, it's a smart shot. You took the trouble out of play, and then you used, you know, you had the bank on the left to get the ball to come down off, so good shot. Now, Craig's in a bit of trouble for par. So, in a putt like this, you know, it's all about getting the line right and the pace to try and make it, but it's obviously got quite a generous slope left to right. Pick your spot where you want the putt to go. So if it's going to be a foot left, pick your spot where you want to start the putt and hit it at that spot. Don't line up a foot left and then start it at the hole. Make sure that all your focus is on the end result. Okay,
perfect.
I'm going to go and hold the flag. Big break, isn't it? Okay. All right, Craig, let's do it. Not bad. Good putt. All right. Okay, Robbie, let's knock yours in. Well hold. Jeez, great 3. Excellent.
Thanks.
All right, let's go.
There's no chance putting it.
Why? You said a good putt.
There's no
Want me to show
chance.
you how to putt it?
You can't.
On this week's Echelon, Did You See That Moment? We take a look at the great Jack Nicklaus during the ceremonial opening round at the golf club at Harbour Shores, a course he'd recently designed. He finds himself playing a 4-ball with Tom Watson, Johnny Miller and Bobby Clampett.
Yeah, show me how to do it.
Another great Jack Nicklaus moment.
How about that going in? Right, Craig, Rob, when I met you, I asked you what your problem was. Craig, you said you had a shank, okay, which I'm going to explain now. And Rob, quite rightly, you said you had no shoulder turn and you were very handsy. Now, one thing you've got to bury for once and for all, the ball is static. Now, the number of pupils I have, but Mus, I used to play cricket, I used to play squash, tennis, whatever. It is totally, completely and utterly irrelevant because that's a moving ball. The ball in golf is static. So theoretically, this should be the easiest game in the world, but it's the most difficult. Now, I look at you guys in awe, playing quick bowlers, getting in line when they're bowling at 150 Ks. I can't believe it's possible. I hit a ball down the fairway and you give it one of those to me. Now, it's mechanics, and that's the difference between any other sport and golf. The ball is static. You have got to adhere to physics. Now, just starting with you, Rob, and to the viewer, the club is a telescopic extension of your left arm. Simple as that. So if I stand here and I want to hit the ball down the fairway, this is what we call the number 7. Now, if I turn this shoulder behind my neck, my left arm goes along my target line. Are you with me? Yeah. Now, if I swing to here, even though it's a short backswing, turn to here, and then pull my belly button violently towards target, can you hear that whoosh?
Yeah.
Nothing to do with my wrist. Now, I'm 71. It's my left hip pulling my shoulders back down the target line, so I can't miss the ball. Simple as that. Now, when you see yourself on the show from behind, you don't take the club back along the line and firm wrist. Because you don't turn your shoulders, something has got to generate the power. So what you do is cock your wrists. Now, I wouldn't mind if you cocked your wrists there. That is still on plane.
Straight.
You don't do that. You do this. You've seen him, Craig. You come in here. Now, if you're a fraction late with your right hand, you're going to hit it straight right. If you're a fraction early with your right hand, you're going to snap it round. So, unfortunately, it's a lottery.
Yeah.
Now, the final point, shoulders. Imagine this is a samurai sword. I now address your neck. What you're doing, I want to chop your head off. What chance have I got of coming back to your neck?
Yeah.
I'm either going to go over the top of you or release early and hit your shoulder. To solve the problem, I release to here. Now look at that. I will chop your head off all day. Now your head in a golf swing moves down to the ground. So you now go from parallel to the ground to where the ball is there. Now look at what happens when I rotate round my spine. Bang, I come back to here. Perfect.
Yeah.
I can't miss. Now the final point here, it's a tip. I don't, you play off a 6, but I swear to you, if you did this for 1 or 2 weeks of 10 minutes a day, swinging with your left arm only, with no wrist cock, turn the shoulders through 90 degrees, no wrist cock. The only way I can generate power without a wrist cock from here is violently pulling my legs to target. Did you hear the whoosh?
Yes, yeah.
Where's the whoosh? Here.
Yeah.
Now listen to this. That's my strong arm. Listen to this now. Where's the whoosh?
Back
there.
Yeah.
Can we go back to physics? You are throwing the club that way to hit the ball that way. Go figure. What is the toughest shot in cricket?
Probably the on drive, I'd say.
On drive, on the up. What is the problem? The chopper releases early. You two guys wait until the ball is nearly past you, then you go. That's exactly what happens in golf. The chopper hits early. The great player or the good player delays everything here. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So in a nutshell with you, Rob, left arm dead straight, connected to your right shoulder behind your neck to there, and pull your belly button to target. You will never ever hit the ball offline. Craig, now on your tee shot on the short hole when you had the challenge, you were aiming 45 degrees right. You will see it on the show. Now from here, by aiming right, I've now got to come around my body to hit the ball to the target, which is over there. The analogy now is like me sparring with you in a ring. And I get in the ring with my back to you. And you say, hang on, Mus, what are you doing? And I'm saying, well, that's the way I fight. Now just watch what I have to do. From here to punch you, I've got to come around my body to try and hit you. Does that make sense? It's impossible. It's exactly what you're doing in golf. Now by aiming right, your left arm comes slightly inside the line. Your club is now nearly 1.5 meters behind your back. My target is over there. So how do I get as a target? I don't use my legs and come over the top. Where's your shank? Here. There's the middle of the club. The only way that can hit the ball is by you coming around. Simple as that. Now what we're going to do, I'm going to set you up what you think is way left of target. The club hits the ball. That has got to be on target. Now this is where the problem lies. That club face is now aiming at your mouth, right? Yeah. Look where this guy's standing. Now, if you look, here he stands here, those are his shoulders. Your face there is that banana tree behind you. The shoulders here is this dead branch over here. Have a look. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So when you stand up with correct alignment and you look over your left shoulder, on the short hole here, you should feel that you are aiming into the left-hand bunker. Now, it's a self-healing process. By aiming right, you have to come over the top. By aiming not left, but your club's at target, but your shoulders are parallel left, if you come over the top, you're going to hit it into the bush. So what do? You start using your legs because your actual swing is brilliant. But you're coming miles over the top to account for your bad alignment. Simple as that. Does it make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Never forget the ball is static, so there's time to think. That's where I admire you so much in cricket. There's no time to think. I think that's incredible to face up 150 Ks short. The coach says never take your eyes off the ball. Are you kidding me? The ball's here, I'm going to watch it hit me and woof. That's the difference. Yeah. But it's not a thinking process here, it's understanding the basic mechanism. Does that make sense?
Definitely.
I'm ready to eat now.
Right, guys, thank you very much. It was a pleasure talking to you both.
Thanks
very much.
All right, Rob, it's your honour here. We've got a really demanding tee shot now, left to right shape, and it's always one of the most demanding shots on the golf course. I'm going to set you up at the left edge of that bunker in the distance. We want to hit that gentle fade round the corner. If we do it right, you got the hole killed. Let's see what we can do.
Give it a go.
Little play.
It's in play, just pulled it a bit.
That's definitely a worker. Now what you can see there is that the arms go away on the takeaway, limited shoulder turn, and then because you're so strong, you can generate enormous clubhead speed back to the ball with the upper body, but you're hanging back, cutting across it, and you're getting that low sort of crop duster sort of flight. As soon as we get you wound up, you're going to get more weight onto the left side. Good result though, well done.
Thank you.
All right. All right, Craig. So looking on the latest Dell tablet here now, you can see what we picked up, the alignment. Look how far right you're aiming with the feet. So now that's forcing you to really dominate with your right shoulder to get it back online. Yeah. We need you to get your feet more square, more rotation, and get the weight forward. Okay. Sure. Outstanding. Jeepers. Look at that balance. 2 great shots, boys. Well done. Fantastic.
Sure. Thanks.
All right. Jay, we're at Durban Country Club again, and it's renowned for having 5 or 6 extremely difficult and dangerous driving holes. And what do you have that can help the average golfer get the ball down the fairway more consistently, but something they can still attack the green with?
Don, luckily we're in the 21st century and golf equipment technology has come a long, long way. Okay, sure. You'll often see, I mean, we saw at the British Open how McIlroy took his 2-iron and, you know, besides driving the ball great, whenever he had to hit the fairway, he would either punch a 3-wood or he had that 2-iron which he used on the last hole. He used that 2-iron all week to great effect. You know, if you step onto the 16th tee and, you know, you take a driver and you carve it or you pull it, you're making double or worse. And if you take a 3-iron, the problem is you can have another 3-iron for your second shot, which is just as scary because it's a very narrow neck to the screen. So what I've suggested is I've brought 3 different types of driving iron. You've got the Callaway Utility X driving, the Proto there, which is really an incredible club. Ernie used it a couple of years ago. He carried a 18, a 21, and I think a 24 to win the British Open. Adams Golf make the finest hybrids money can buy.
Amazing.
Still the #1 hybrid on all the major tours, and the ones I've brought you today are not your traditional hybrids. They haven't got wide heads and shallow faces. They've got deeper faces and narrower heads, and that gives a good player or a slightly better player, a guy who wants to drive the ball off the tee using this type of item. He can get the ball to travel lower, he can sting it, he can turn it from right to left, he can work the ball. Whereas standard hybrid just pops the ball up in the air. It's great for the average player. Average player will generally, you know, need help with the long irons, try and loft it up, try and bring it down soft on the greens. These particular clubs work like 1 or 2 irons, but with the playability of hybrid technology.
You know, you look at Tiger in his prime, he hit that stinger with the 2-iron and he could pick apart any golf course with that shot. But it's almost like with the options that the players have now, and that each manufacturer has come out with their own option, it's brought everybody almost to his level, where they used to have to drive the ball perfectly to compete with Tiger, but now they've got a shot in the bag that can compete.
Physical strength is not needed anymore. You just need the right equipment. If you can fit yourself with the right kind of hybrids, you can become a great long iron player too. I just think that these particular utility irons, these driving irons as such, you know, people get mixed up between driving iron and hybrid. A hybrid is a mixture of a wood and an iron. That's the traditional one that's got a wide footprint on the top, a nice shallow face, all the weight gets underneath the golf ball and propels it up into the air. Good players don't want that. That's why they sometimes don't. They still prefer old traditional irons. So now these companies are making good players, or, you know, strong players, hybrids as such. You've got to call them driving irons, you can call them a driving iron, but it really is a bladed club with the playability of hybrid technology. And I promise you now, we're going to hit a few shots now and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Jay.
Great.
Felt quite nice off the face there.
Well, Don, you can see all of those shots. You know, some of them went a little higher than others, but all of them had tremendous control. Whereas with the standard hybrid, it really has one shape. You hit it high, and we're into a bit of a breeze here. So you can see, especially with the last shot, with the steel shafted version, which adds a bit of weight. You had a nice low stinger. It was untouched by the wind. You've probably got 150 meters left to the flag. Now, compare that with a driver that gets up in the air with a bit of spin on it, a bit of a cut spin or hook spin. You're not going to find your golf ball.
And I must admit, I was very nervous. You know, you put the club down, it's got that thin look, and it almost doesn't look too easy to hit compared to the wider sole, as you were talking about with the regular hybrids. They just look like they're going to go straight up in the air. But when you feel it come off the club face, I really do believe that this is a club for everybody.
The technology behind it is that even the average player would have no trouble hitting it. But the big benefit is the control that you have in the wind. And you can control your trajectory. And the great thing is when you're on a tight hole, you don't have to be scared anymore. You get down and these get out there 220, 230 meters, which is exactly what you need.
It's a club that gives you a bit of security. You feel safe hitting it off the tee, but you can still attack. And that's what I really like it. Brilliant.
Unbelievable.
Well, guys, put you through your paces a bit there. Tough shot at the 15th and an extremely difficult drive at number 16. But a great way to find out what's going on in your swing and then how to apply certain fundamentals to get better. And so, from your perspective, Rob, do you feel like you learned something that can make a difference?
No, definitely.
Going forward?
I always knew there was something going wrong and something going on, otherwise I would have been on tour by now. But
sure.
Definitely makes a lot of sense. It's just a case of implementing what you what you're getting taught and the lessons you're getting given. So, I've got to go back to the drawing board now and hit a lot more buckets of balls at the range and just implement that so that it becomes a habit.
But it's important to be, when you go to the range, to have something to focus on in order to get better. When you go to the range, you don't know what you're doing. It's so frustrating, isn't it?
No, for sure. Yeah.
And you, Craig, it was quite a simple fix, but how do you, and you did well after you got it.
Yeah, like I said to Rob early on, it's like when we train in cricket and I do something wrong, I know exactly what to do then for the next ball to be pitch perfect.
Yes.
So now that I know what I'm doing wrong, I can definitely change my game from from where I've been going forward to a much better swing. So it's definitely helped me a lot today.
And Rob, when you watch you out on the cricket field there, you obviously all-rounder, do everything and and all facets of the game and play very aggressively, and you can see it's this kind of that sort of nature you bring to the golf course and hit the ball hard. Do you find that your temperament on the field is very much like how you are off the field, or do you have to become a different type of person out there?
No, you've got to be a different person. I mean, I think they call it white line fever in cricket. So, you cross the field, it's a whole different person, a whole different ball game. I'd like to think I'm a lot more calmer and gentle off the field, but some people might beg to differ. But it's definitely, they call it your game face. You've got to put your game face on, and it's the same for golf. I mean, we're all friends and have a laugh and all of that, but as soon as you get on the tee box or approach a ball, it's a different ball game. You want to hit that ball right, you want to do it better than your partner's doing it, and sportsmen are very competitive, so
no doubt
it's always part of it.
But talking about being competitive, it must be fantastic being part of the Sunfoil Dolphins setup now, having some great success this past season and lots to play for going forward now. Craig, are you really excited about the season ahead?
Yeah, definitely. Last season we won a trophy, and it's not many guys in the team that actually can say they've won a lot of trophies in the past. So definitely next season is something to look forward to for a lot of players, and I mean actually all the players, because we want to try and win more trophies and more, and try and fill the cabinet, and also because it goes on your CV as well. If you go places, you can say I've won this and I've won that. So definitely excited and definitely looking forward to next season.
And Robbie, when you look at the setup there, you've played a lot of cricket now. You're a veteran player, you're a senior player, and you've enjoyed a good run. Are you excited about where the team is right now and the culture in the side?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Craig and I both played up at the Lions as well. I've come home, Craig's come down to Durban. So, it's nice to mix with a whole lot of different sportsmen, a whole lot of cricketers and in different cultures, different setups. And I think the thing we're doing nicely and right at the Dolphins is we're building a culture. Lance is very much about culture. He's very old school, and there was a good culture that was built and legacy that was set, but it sort of went wayward. So for Lance and for the team now, our goal is to create our own legacy and our own culture that we leave on to the youngsters. I mean, we've got a good few youngsters in the setup that are doing really nicely and growing. So they get to take off from us when we finish. So there's a great setup at the moment. The guys are all itching at the bit. Like Craig says, you win one trophy, you want to win them more. You get hungrier and hungrier. And we know it's going to be a challenge this season, because now everyone knows, well, just watch out for the Sunfoil Dolphins now. So they're going to up their games as well, but we'll up our game just as much.
No doubt about it. But it's having just moved down to Durban, it's magnificent to be part of the whole setup down here. There's such a good sporting culture about the place, and when the teams are performing, hopefully the Sharks are going to deliver over the next couple of weeks, and you guys go from strength to strength, and I know we're going to get to see you out on the golf course a lot more often and see you down at the range. But thanks very much for joining us today, guys.
Thank you very much for having us.
Pleasure.